Hello and welcome to the Priscilla and Aquila Ministries. I am Teacher Ben. No, that title was not conferred upon me by myself. It was actually conferred upon me by my wife and her pastor friend, who both felt that, spiritually speaking, teaching is my strong suit. And so that's what they call me, Teacher Ben. And you can call me Teacher Ben if you like, or just Ben, whatever, doesn't matter. Um, you're the viewer, so you view and discuss at your own leisure. But I wanted to share a little story with you just to kind of illustrate a point I wanted to get across today. A lot of us are going through hard times, and me especially, because my health has not been good for a long time. As you know, I have Crohn's disease, which, if you're not familiar with it, is a horrible gastrointestinal slash autoimmune disorder, which causes all kinds of havoc in the bathroom and other places. Um, but anyway, not to be gross or anything or go into great detail on that, but suffice it to say, it's a very inconvenient and sometimes embarrassing disease. And it's something that I'm fighting right now, fighting control of, fighting to go into remission, just fighting to cope with it, basically. Um, and I've had some other things that have happened in my life too. I won't share all of them with you, but they've been kind of life changers that have really caused some stress and have been problematic for me. But through it all, I've been able to keep a fairly positive attitude by looking for the right things. And that, by which I mean looking for the upside of a bad situation, which Scripture tells us to do. Um, I want to read a scripture to you. Hold on just a moment while I unlock my phone here. It's in Romans 8:28. It says, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." So that doesn't mean that all things that happen to us are good because we are Christians, but that all things work together for good for those of us who are Christians. In other words, in the long run, everything will work out for the better. Um, and I just wanted to illustrate this by telling you this little story. I was coming home one day and I had a couple of sacks that I was carrying from the car, and I was going up the steps to my apartment building, and I tripped on the top stair, and I totally just fell almost on my face, on my arm, on my knee, partially on my back too, and it hurt like crazy, but my arm actually did not hurt at the time, at the time of the accident. But I get upstairs to my apartment, and I'm about to open the door, and I realize that my arm is dripping blood. And I look down, I look at the other side of my arm here. You can still see kind of the scar there of where it was damaged, and there's just this huge gash, this huge gaping gash that was just, I totally didn't see it. I was like completely blindsided by it. I was like, where did that come from? And I don't even know what I hit myself on to make that gash. But anyway, it was bleeding like crazy, and I noticed it had gotten on my keychain. Now, here's the interesting thing. It didn't get on any of the keys. It only got on one of the ornaments that I had on my keychain. And this ornament was something that I had gotten from my wife. Um, when she gave me her car, and it was a heart-shaped ornament. It was like kind of like a little piece of jewelry, I guess you could call it, and it was heart-shaped. And I realized it was covered with blood, and I looked at it for a minute, and I thought, well, that's kind of interesting. It's a heart-shaped thing filled with blood, and I thought, could there be some symbolism to that? And then I realized, oh, there's some writing on the back of this thing. I wonder what it says, because I had never really paid attention to it before. And I turned the thing around to the other side, and on the reverse it said blessed. And I thought to myself, oh my God, blessed blood? Is God trying to tell me something here? That maybe I am blessed by the blood of Christ, and I'm fortunate enough and blessed enough not to have been in a worse accident. Yeah, it was inconvenient, but I healed fairly quickly from it, and it's but a brief chapter in the history of the Book of Poggy. But it's synchronicities like this that keep me going. Um, Seeing these little things, these little, I guess you call them God wink uh, coincidences, um, that just show that, God is watching out for me, and God is watching out for you too. Um, and so that's essentially it. I just wanted to share that with you, and let you know that if you're suffering, if you're having a hard time, I'm right here with you. And um, if you ever want to comment on the YouTube site, feel free. In the meantime, have a blessed day, and take care. God bless.